This is a horror game podcast. It is meant for mature audiences. It may contain adult language, violence, and sexual themes, as well as shocking revelations. Viewer discretion is advised. Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Thom Raley. The scenario is Angel's Thirst. It was written by Chris Lackey and Mike Mason. It's part of Cults of Cthulhu, and it's available from Chaosium. Keith Craig is our keeper of arcane lore, and this is episode 1. Before we begin, I would like to mention that we get most of our funding through our Patreon site. Your generous support helps to pay for our website and club space and everything that goes into our video production. It's your support that keeps us going, and we deeply appreciate it. So without any further delay, let's begin our journey into the darkness. Keith?
All right. Thank you, Tom. It is Friday, October 27th, 1922, Los Angeles. The private investigator, Miss Paula Townsend, is about to be plunged into a most curious case. She'll bring along with her her usual assistants, her assistant, William Wagner, her freelance photographer, Georgia Guthrie, her criminal contact, our bootlegger, Leonardo Switchblade Scabari. I know I pronounced that wrong. And then, of course, another contact into the high society, the lover of life, Sammy Slick Samuel Taylor. We'll open up on the at Miss Townsend's office as she hears the door open up. The little bell above it chimes, and you hear the footsteps of a high heels clacking on the floor.
No more appointments. I got enough on my plate right now.
Yes, ma'am. Can I help you?
When you look up, you see a young Mexican girl. She's maybe 16 or 17 years old, and she's like, yes, I was told that Miss Townsend could help people that maybe are the police have ignored and all, and I was looking for some help. My father's missing.
Oh, well, we need to put you on an appointment. She's very busy at the moment. What's your name?
It's Selena Diaz.
Whoa, girl. Ain't nobody should be ignoring you.
Oh.
Damn, let me get a look at you.
Oh.
Girl, can you dance as good as you look?
I've been known to dance. I appreciate the compliment, but
we're gonna help you. Come on in here. We're gonna help you. I know I can get my friends to help you.
Sammy, really? It's a Friday.
Come on, man.
Out of here.
Come on,
Miss Townsend. I tried to. I'm sorry.
All right, come on in.
Miss Diaz, would you please?
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, thank you. You're too kind, and so are you, sir. I appreciate your compliments and all.
Yeah, have a seat here, Sammy. Get up. You let her sit down.
I'll draw up a contract, Miss Townsend.
I'll go get her a glass of water.
Let's hold off on that real quick. Miss Diaz, I overheard something about your father.
Yes. My father. He's been gone for the 2 weeks now. I went to the police, but they blew me off. They said that they had too much on their plate to worry about and they referred to him at a horrible name. But
Yeah, yeah, I know the type.
yeah.
W, could you grab her? Would you like some water or coffee or something a little harder?
Just water, please. That'll be fine. Too young to be drinking coffee, caffeine and all.
Oh,
Sure.
yes, yes, of course, yes.
Give her some
How
water.
old are you, Miss Diaz?
I 16.
16. My God.
Oh,
I can only imagine, what what you must have been going through with your dad being missing.
oh,
You said he's
yeah.
been gone for 2 weeks.
Yes. I had spoke to a detective Brooker at the police department. He was not receptive. My father, he drives for the taxi cab company.
Hmm,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
May I ask what your father's name is? I'll hand her the water.
Oh, yes. I guess Papa would not be helpful. He goes by Levi.
Levi.
Hmm.
Levi Diaz.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Do you have any brothers or sisters?
Oh, yes. I have two younger brothers and a younger sister. I'm the oldest. Me and Papa. Ever since Mama died, I've been kind of raising them and helping out Papa while he makes money and all.
Oh, wait, your mom is gone as well.
Oh, she died many years ago. So
Oh, so is
yeah,
it just you raising all those kids now for the past
yeah,
couple of weeks?
it has. Yes, yes.
Oh my God. Wow.
Miss Diaz, may I ask, do you know the taxi company your father worked for?
Yeah, it's Speedy taxi cabs.
Speedy.
Hmm.
Those are the yellow cabs. Yes.
Right. Yeah, they're up there in Santa Monica.
Yes. We're familiar. Thank you.
Oh,
And where do you live at?
oh, I live on the down near the warehouse district. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
but
quite a hike up here.
well, the Miss Cunningham with the taxi cab company, she was able to give me a bus fare and all when I said I was going to go find a private investigator.
Hmm.
Was your father involved with anybody maybe he shouldn't be?
No, of course not. My father's a good Catholic. He's a good Catholic. He respects the laws of our adopted country. Yeah.
He didn't know any money?
No,
Oh,
not that I know of, but you know,
your
we
country
were
of origin is Mexico?
si, senor. Yes.
Mhm. Well, Ms. Diaz, I would love to help you, and I guess you're wondering what all these people are doing here in the room. And thank you for sharing what you have so far with them. These are my compatriots, and often when I'm kind of overwhelmed with work, I bring in some folks to help me out. I hope you don't mind if they would assist me in this case. I'm very interested in wanting to help you in this situation. I can
No,
only imagine what you've been going through the past couple of weeks.
any help is greatly appreciated and all. And if you know anyone that could help can find him, then I'm happy. I mean, I and she
What,
kind of pauses for a moment and she
what,
goes, "How much is your fee?"
We'll talk about that. We're going to collect some more information from you here. We got some paperwork we're going to need to sign. in order for me to initiate this. William here will help you out with that. In the meantime, are you safe? Do you have any threats that you know about to yourself or your family?
No, no threats that I know of. No.
Okay. Was your father involved in anything like that? Anything dangerous?
No. He's good Catholic. He's good Catholic, and he goes to work. He helps me with the my brothers and sisters, and yeah.
May I ask, when was the last time you saw your father?
When he was headed off to work on the Saturday the 14th, he was going into work. He's going to be working a evening shift.
I see. And he never
Is that what he
returned
typically
home.
works? Oh, excuse me. Sorry, go
He never returned home?
No. Never returned home. I was up early in the morning because I had to get ready for work, and he wasn't there. I thought maybe he might be getting some overtime, and bring in some extra money and all, but no, he never came home. He wasn't home when I got home, and the neighbor who I'd left my brother and sister with said that he never came by.
You know if he ever made it to work?
Yes, he did make it to work. Miss Cunningham said that he did report in, and that he was driving his taxi.
Oh,
Do you know if he reported his fares in to the taxi company before he took them? Or did they assign the taxi to go to a certain place? You don't know.
I don't know. I don't know
All
how
right.
that.
We'll contact Miss Cunningham and discuss it with her.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Has
Miss
he been
Diaz.
acting strange lately?
No.
Any different? No.
No. He's working. He's pulling as many shifts as he could possibly get.
Do you need any assistance getting back home? I've got a quarter in my pocket, which I can offer.
I'll give you some money just as long as you promise to pay it back.
Oh, of
I
course.
wouldn't recommend taking money from him, miss.
I'm just
Take the
kidding. I'm
quarter
just
from
kidding,
Doug.
Georgia.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate help with the bus fare and all.
I'll hand her the quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Miss Diaz, we're we'll take on your case here. Is there anything else that you can share with us? Anything else that you can share with us about your father, about anything that's happened in the meantime since he's been gone? Any letters, strange letters you've received, or phone calls, or anything like that?
No, nothing.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. I wish I had.
No, go ahead.
Do you know if he clocked out of work? Or did he just go to his shift and he was gone?
Miss Cunningham said that no, that he didn't clock out at all. So yeah.
Miss Diaz, would you mind if we visited your home where your father lived and perhaps look through some of his things for clues?
Oh, that'd be no, anything. I mean, you're Miss Townsend's the expert, and anything you can do. I mean, you've asked more questions than the detective has. He seemed to think that he just took off on us, that he was tired of being a single father.
Yeah. Sometimes people expect the worst.
He's not an upstanding guy.
You're talking about Peter Booker?
Oh, Clive Booker.
Clive Booker.
Clive Booker, yeah.
Okay. You said you live in the warehouse district. Give
Yeah.
us your address. And
Yeah.
you give us
She
the address. Yeah.
she gives you the address. Yeah.
How
It's
long
late
ago
in the
did she say her mother died? Sorry.
Th
Recently?
3 years ago.
Oh. Does he have a girlfriend? Anyone he's seeing? Do you know?
If he, she kind of gets a little bit, shy, like a young teenage girl would, and she's like, if Daddy does, he never mentioned it to me. He never brought any ladies around.
Thank you again so much, Ms. Diaz, and we'll be in touch with you. And of course, William here will take your address and phone number, and we'll be paying your house a visit here sometime this weekend, I would imagine. Um, Maybe even
Okay.
later today. We'll follow up on some of the leads that you've given us, and we'll be in touch with you.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you very much.
I help her stand up
Hmm. Oh,
and sort of guide her while I'm getting the hint that time to go.
yeah,
So
yeah, exactly.
I'm ushering her towards the door.
Mhm.
Have no fear. Miss Townsend is an excellent private eye. We'll do our
Is it?
best to find your father.
Oh, good. That's what I'd heard. It's quite the group of people she has working for her.
Good night.
Good
We're
night.
family.
Sammy, turn off that racket. Turn off that racket. Put away the booze. What are we gonna do here, folks? I really feel for this girl.
Seems
Yeah,
like a
we gotta
good
help
kid.
her.
I can contact Miss Cunningham
All right, yeah,
at the
that's
taxi
that's
company.
I think that's the
that's
way
a
to
good
go.
lead.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a real good lead to start us out with. Our leads right now are her, possibly this detective, although it sounds like he could care less. Um,
Yeah, he's not going to tell you anything. We've
yeah.
run across him before, remember, on the Clark case.
Oh, yeah. You don't have to remind me about that
Yeah.
racist son of a bitch. Uh, what I want to know is, let's get with this Cunningham person, get whatever we can. I want to know if they found the taxi cab that he was in, if that's been discovered at all. I think at some point we should make a visit out to the household as well, just to investigate. I think that was your idea there, Doug.
I'm
Good
showing
call.
you I'm showing you have an opening on your schedule actually tomorrow afternoon at 1 if you want to do it then.
Yeah, yeah. It depends on how late we stay out tonight, huh, Sammy?
Yeah. You've got a Mr. Barkley in the morning at 10 a.m.
Uh,
You don't have a lunch appointment. Um, yeah, and then Friday, what is today?
Today's Friday.
The day's Friday.
Uh, and then yeah, Sunday you're pretty much that's your day off.
All right, all right. Enough with the schedule. My life is a schedule. All right. Yeah, Dub. Yeah, if you want to make the phone call to Miss Cunningham, let's see if she's still in on a Friday afternoon. I'm sure everyone wants to go out to the beach.
So I'll go to my desk
Oh, for
quickly and
October.
I'll get the phone and dial
Okay.
see
Okay.
213-555-1212.
1 2 1 2. All right. So the phone rings a couple times, and a gentleman answers the phone and goes, "Speedy taxis."
Hello, Speedy Taxis. Is Miss Cunningham there?
She is. She's a little busy right now. Can I take a message?
I'll wait for a few moments if that's possible. This is the Paula Townsend Detective Agency, and we have a few questions for her concerning one of her employees. If Mr. Levi Diaz.
Oh, Diaz. I got someone else looking into it.
Yes.
Okay.
If you could put her on the phone, please.
Yeah, I'll let her know. And he sets the phone down, and you hear in the background, of course, it's a garage, so you hear people yelling and cars starting and stuff. And then after a couple minutes, the phone picks up and you hear a older woman's voice, and she's like, this is Myrtle.
Good evening, Miss Cunningham. This is William Wagner at the Paula Townsend private investigation firm. We
Okay.
just had a visit from the daughter of Mr. Levi Diaz. She's told us the situation that he seems to have gone missing. I
Yes,
have a
yes.
number of questions if you have a few moments to answer them.
Oh, of course, of course. Anything to find Levi. Yeah.
From what I understand, he left his house on October 14th and came into work on a Saturday, and that I'm assuming he had a number of pickups, and he never returned from the final one. Is that true?
Yes, yeah. He had a few pickups that he had. He had his regular pickup. That's the last one in his fare book. Miss Betty Guthrie. Yeah, every Saturday he would take her to the grocery store and all. But that was fairly early on, and we didn't hear from him. We found his cab was found a few days later at the corner. What is that corner? At the corner of Maxella and Del Rey.
Uh, all right.
Mm-hmm.
And is the cab now back with you and been put back into service, or is it damaged in any way?
No, it wasn't damaged. It is back with us. It has been put back into the fleet.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
so any evidence that might have been in the car has probably been cleaned.
Well, the detective he said he came out and looked at it and all. He said that we were cleared to release it.
That's Detective Clive Booker.
She's like, I don't have his card on me, but that sounds right.
Right. And can you give me the address where the cab was found?
Oh yeah, it's she does. She
Say
gives it to you.
address.
It's in near Venice in LA.
Venice Beach.
Yep.
I think that's. Is it all right if we contact you again if we think of any other questions?
Oh, of course, of course. Levi was one of my best employees. Always on time. Always willing to pull an extra shift if we needed. And we really miss him, and we'd hate
Yes.
to see something happen to him.
Well, we hope that we can find him or track him down, or at least what happened to him. And by the way, it was very kind of you to give Miss Diaz best bus fare so that she could get here.
Oh well, I mean, like
She's
I said,
left with a bunch of children that she has to take care of now.
I know. It's heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. Levi was with us for over 2 decades now. He started out driving carriages.
Mm. Well, thank you very much for your assistance, and we will keep in touch.
Okay.
I'll let you get back to your work.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Please let me know.
Yes, click.
Okay.
And then I come and I inform
Okay.
everybody of all that.
Maybe we could follow up on this Betty Guthrie person. That might be a potential lead. Maybe go investigate where the cab was found.
And it looks like Detective Booker might know something.
Yeah. He conducted the first search of the cab, as far as we know, after the kidnapping, whatever happened after he went missing. That one.
I got a lot of
Sound
connections. I got some connections down by the marina there, so maybe I could ask them.
Okay.
Try not to get us embroiled in anything this time. Less embroiling this time. Yeah.
I'll go with him.
Okay, so
I
you're
also-
investigating where the cab was found.
Yeah.
Okay.
Neighborhood.
What was
Oh,
that
I
like?
also think it might be a good idea to ask, since he was such a good Catholic, I'm a good Catholic as well, of course, his priest, if he confessed anything that might lead to his...
I don't think the priest will tell you what he confessed.
Well,
We're not supposed to talk.
if it's for his own good, his own livelihood, he might be in danger. Surely.
I ain't no Catholic, but with W on this one, but if you want to try, if you can figure out which church you went to.
Hey,
I
I'm a
look
Catholic
quickly on
too.
my map and say, well, if he lived here, then he probably went to
Yeah.
St. Callistus, like, Catholic Church,
hmm Okay.
Father Bradley.
Wow.
I might have gone to a church where they speak Spanish for the service, you know?
Yeah.
Well, back then I think it was all Latin.
I think a lot of the churches have two different
Pre-Vatican
services.
II.
They have an American one and they have oh yeah, they might have there. It's probably all in Latin. When is Vatican
I
II? Is that
guess
60s?
I'll go investigate Booker, Townsend's. Yeah, I guess that leaves it to me to go talk with Booker. Anyone want to come with me and deal
I'll
with
go
that
with
house?
you.
All right,
Okay.
thank you, Dubs.
And Georgia, where are you gonna head?
I was thinking about going to their house if they were amenable to having someone come over. I don't think anyone's Meemaw is a prime suspect for the disappearance of this man, so
Yeah. Okay.
But there might be some clue, if he had
yeah,
racing
I'll start it.
cars
I'll
or
start at their house and see where that goes.
Okay. All right. All right. So just make sure I got it right. Paula and William, and you guys are headed to talk to the detective. Leonardo and Sammy, you guys are headed to where the cab was found. All right. Cool. All right. So, and then Georgia, you're headed to, was it
Their house, their home.
oh, the Diaz's home. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Um, So we'll go to Georgia. So you get to the home. It's a very small home, kind of in like the little Mexico part of town and stuff. You probably how do you travel there? Do you use public transportation or do you have a vehicle?
Yeah, I don't have a ton of
Yeah,
spare
yeah.
cash, so I'll just take
Okay.
public transit.
All right. So since you took public trans, also you arrive after Selena gets there. If you drove yourself, you'd probably have gotten there before she did.
Right.
When a streetcar, yep. So when you knock on the door, assuming you knock on the door.
Of course.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. So she answers and she immediately recognizes you, and she's like, "Oh, eh, any word?"
No, unfortunately not, Ms. Diaz. I was hoping to have a look around your house, see if I could find any more clues.
Oh,
Hints about where your father had gone.
of course, of course. Come in, and
Thank you very much.
she looks over and she's Carlo, go get the lady a glass of water.
Thank you very
So,
much.
yeah. So and she's like, come on in. It's really only, like a 3-room house. You've got your your sitting room, you've got your kitchen slash dining room, and then you've got a bedroom. You surmise that the kids are probably sleeping in like the sitting room and stuff, and then it's got an outhouse. It doesn't have like indoor plumbing or anything. So, hmm uh, so you kind of look around and look at it. It looks like a
Very
happy
Yeah.
family, lower class
Sure.
home and all.
I don't see like bills piled up in a corner somewhere or anything like that.
Nope.
No.
Mm-mm. Nope. You see, they of course got the crucifix. They've got a picture of him with his wife. It's probably a really old photograph. And yeah, everything looks like what you would expect from a home where people just kind of ecking by or at. But
Right.
mhm. Yeah.
Well, if you don't mind, Miss Diaz, I'd like to look around your father's bedroom.
Oh, of course, of course, of course. Yes. She's right this way. It's not hard to figure out. It's the only other door.
Sure.
Okay. Yep. When you go in, yep. So the bed is made. There's some of those candles that have the
The prayer candles.
yep, Mother Mary on it and all. I was not raised Catholic, so I don't know what those things are called. And yeah, and so yeah, it's got there is a dresser and all.
Yeah.
So.
I'll respectfully go through his things. I'm not, I'll
Mm-hmm.
put things back where I find them once I've looked, but I am genuinely looking. So, if
Yeah,
that requires getting deep into drawers and things like that, I'll do it.
understood. But yeah, you're not like tossing the
No,
joint.
I'm not tossing it.
Yeah, okay. Um, yeah, you don't find anything.
Okay.
So yeah, okay. And after a little bit here, you get the sense that there's nothing here. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I will thank her for her time and
Okay.
let her know that we'll contact her if we find anything.
All right. All right. We'll cut to Paula and William. Fine. So the police station is in Santa Monica, and when you pull up, it's quite busy. There's people moving in and out, and the desk sergeant he looks up when you come in, and he's like, "Oh, Miss Townsend, what do we owe this pleasure to?"
Hey there, Bobby. How's it going? Hate to bother
Oh,
you on a Friday.
you never bothered me.
Ah, you're sweet. Hey, is Booker in?
He is. He is. He's finishing up some paperwork on a case and all. You want me to call him?
Yeah, if you don't mind, and I'll give you something sweet if you can give me a meeting with him.
You've always promised me something sweet, and you never delivered. But I love the flirt. I love the flirt, Paula.
I know you're a gambling man.
Yeah,
Taking the chance. Maybe you'll get lucky one of these days.
yeah. You can't hate a man for trying.
Mm.
He kind of leans back, and by calling up Booker, you realize he's just going to yell. You've seen it many times. He's like, "Hey, Clive, that PI's here. Miss Townsend." He goes, "Hi." So Booker comes there. You've met him before. He's probably in his late 30s, premature. He's got male pattern baldness coming in, and he's got a little bit of a gut. And he sees you. He's like, Miss Townsend, I see you brought your little gopher boy with you. He's like, what do I owe the pleasure?
Every time I come to see you, it's a whole lot of bullshit. So I gotta bring someone to help me carry it along with me. Would it be okay if we have a little chat?
I mean, you've always been able to be charming, as you so. Like, sure, yeah. Let's
pour me a
go on.
drink while you're at it.
Yeah, well, I'll get you the best coffee we got.
All right, you insist.
I think what I would like to do is, as we're going that way, I'm going to go into Snoop mode.
Okay.
And like I say, nobody ever pays attention to
That's right.
the kid. And I'm just going to veer off, maybe talk to one of the police secretaries and stick my nose in the files and see if I come up with anything on the cab company or on like a criminal record for Diaz.
Okay. Okay. Give me what were one of those ones you gave, like that filing?
Deep research, organization, file retrieval.
Let's do the file retrieval.
I got a 49 out of 75. So just a
Okay.
regular.
All right. So as you kind of go through there is no file on Diaz that you find. The cab company, you got your typical speeding tickets or something that you would get with the cab company. One thing that you notice with because that deep research, you do notice that there are several open cases of missing persons.
Okay.
And I, and-
LA's got what,
Yeah.
10 million people at this point. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. hmm Okay.
I will mentally take note though of those cases.
Right. Okay. All right, Paula. So Detective Brooker brings you the best cowboy coffee, so you'll have to filter it with your teeth. He sits it down in a mug that was probably washed this decade, and he goes,
Yeah, I don't touch it.
yeah. He goes,
Being annoying.
so what you looking into now?
Well, you know me, Booker. I always got my little piggies and anything I can get my hands on these days. Work is hard. You cops are doing a great job, and I don't have
Yeah.
enough work.
Yeah. Well, we're that'd be the dream. We could take care of the crime, and all UPIs would be out of business and go take up a different job. But
Hey, man, you're from your lips to God's ears. Like, I'm absolutely with you 100% on that. But hey, listen, I got something kind of messed up that came my way, and I think you've been involved with it. What do you know about the Diaz case?
oh, you're talking that missing cab driver, huh?
Yeah, the missing
Yeah.
cab driver.
Oh, he's like, well, my opinion is that he got tired of not having a woman around and
Yeah,
took
yeah, yeah.
off.
I don't care about your opinion here. What happened to the evidence?
He's like going, I got it all right here, and he kind of opens up a desk drawer, digs around, and gets out a rather bare case folder and a manila folder, and kind of sets it down. He's like going, if you want to spend your time chasing after ghosts, be my guest. As far as I'm concerned, I've got more important cases than a missing one missing person. I've got murders and stuff like that, real cases.
Yeah, absolutely. You're the big hot shot here. Don't get me wrong. We're just taking the small fries from you. Don't worry about it. We're not coming for your job.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't worry. You wouldn't. I got 5 years and then I'm retired.
Did you find anything in the cab?
He's like, well, the cab was not damaged, had a almost a full tank of gas, and yeah, no cab. The only thing that was curious about the cab was he hadn't filled out the cab fare. I guess like he had a habit of filling out the cab fare after he'd finished with the ride and stuff. And
Yeah, he's the fastidious type, as they say. That's a $5 word, as my grandma used to call it.
yeah, I
Uh,
don't even know what that means, and I don't
yeah,
care.
yeah. But yeah, he didn't fill out all of his fares. No sign of the fares anywhere in the vehicle, I take it. Sure, the enterprising young person decided to relieve him of that.
Yeah, no. No, if you're talking about the cash that they would pay for the fare, no, we didn't.
So
Didn't see.
here's my question to you. Just walk me through your cop logic here on this. So single father, devoted father, by all accounts, loves his job, great at his job. His boss loves him. Which, God, if you find me a taxi cab driver, his boss loves him. Yeah, that's a rare thing. Why is he just leaving his vehicle, middle of nowhere, far away from his family, leaving his vehicle out? Walk me through the logic here on that.
Well, I figure maybe he's just, he's a devoted father and all, as you say, but, maybe that's the image that he's been portraying, but, he's been working himself to death, taking overtime shifts, 16-hour days, you just get tired of it. And you can give me a psychology roll.
Yeah, that's a fail.
Okay. All right. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
All right. Hmm.
He kind of gives you like the roundabout avoided way to, just say he.
Well, thank you so much for your help here, officer. Have a great weekend, and don't work too hard, okay? And I'm going to take the little manila folder and walk out.
Okay, cool. Now we'll cut over to Leo and Sammy. Right. So I got a cough. Just a second. Let me mute here. Okay. So, Maxella and Del Rey, the avenues, they intersect. They're about a mile from the ocean. There are a number of businesses down here. Some of them, are distributing warehouses. Others are, where people can go in and actually retail shops and everything, but not where people would live or anything. So when you pull up there, you can easily find the intersection of Maxella and Del Rey. And as you kind of look around, you see there's 4 large buildings there, a couple stores, and some are obviously warehouses and all. So,
what it is we're looking for?
Yeah.
Well, let's see if we can find any witnesses to the potential departure. It should have been or was it in day or at night?
Night.
We'll say that, yeah. I was going to say, did someone ask? It was at night and stuff.
Yeah, because he works the night shift.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And do we have a picture or anything? Probably not, right?
Yeah, we'll say that you did.
Okay.
She would. Selena would have brought one with her. Mm-hmm.
So let's take stock of the street first, I guess, and see if there is there just the businesses? Are there any homeless people around? Any what's the neighborhood look like?
There are not any homeless people around. Yeah, there's a ball bearing distributor. There's a auto mechanic shop right there. There's a furniture, like a furniture repair store, and then there's one other building. So because it's a 4-corner building, so one edge, and then the last one is a warehouse with a fence around it with barbed wire on top, but that building's not marked.
Sammy, did I ever tell you why they call me the ball-bearing distributor?
No.
Well, one time on Valentine's Day, I distributed a few ball bearings into a couple of people.
Damn, man. Why you have to tell me that?
I just thought it was relevant. Anyway, do we see any marks of wheels or skid marks? Did this guy stop suddenly?
No, he did not.
So he stopped of his own accord. No one's getting dropped off in this neighborhood. This is not an area to get dropped off in. It's just warehouses. So perhaps someone pulled him over, or he saw someone who was doing the Ted Bundy maneuver.
Why don't we just ask the store owner, see if they saw something?
All right.
Okay. All right. So you want to go to the ball bearing place, the auto mechanic, or the furniture dealer, or the furniture repair?
You love ball bearings. Let's start there.
Sure.
All right. So when you go inside, it's quite loud. They're working some machinery and stuff. And a guy in overalls, he kind of looks up and he sees you, and he goes, "Yeah, we don't sell to the public. Are you here to on a business? Sign a contract or something?"
No, man, we ain't public. We look like public to you? No, that ain't us.
I'm a friend of Jimmy the Fish. I hear he has some businesses around here. We just wanted to ask you some questions.
Okay, yeah. Jimmy the fish, he ain't got no businesses around here. But
No, of course not. Of course not. I must be mistaken.
good.
Anyway, did you see anybody I'll just say whatever day it was.
October
few nights
14th.
ago.
Yeah.
It was a cab on October 14th at night, and he pulled over here and got out. There might have been a little police investigation.
Before he has a chance to speak, I think we're gonna play a little good cop, bad cop. I'm gonna step a little closer to him and I'm gonna say, "Hey, man, I think it'd be best if you just tell this man what he wants to know."
Oh yeah. You think it'd be best if I told him what he wants to know?
This
No,
dude
we
is
we didn't
connected,
see.
man.
Oh, I'm sure
telling
sure
you.
he is. I'm sure he is. But you know what? Guess what? We ain't fucking open on Saturday night. So how the hell would I see shit?
I'm sorry, my friend is not very tactful. Jesus Christ, Sammy. What the fuck?
A little heavy, huh?
Well, do you know of any businesses that are fucking open on Saturday?
Yeah, we got some businesses open on Saturday. People always need their cars worked on.
All right,
Oh, maybe
thank you.
maybe that's why your cabbie was here, just because his car broke down.
That's actually a pretty good point.
Goddamn right it is.
Keep making those ball bearings.
We will. Yeah.
Hey, man, thanks for the help.
All right. Called brushing your
Sammy-
teeth there.
Sammy, you don't usually drop the mafia connection before the guy even opens his mouth. That's not usually how you threaten someone. Maybe leave the threatening to me.
Hey, man, you just told me you killed 3 people with ball bearings.
Well, yeah, there's a difference between that and you're a friend. You're a friend of the family.
All right, man. Well, when you figure out what that difference is, you come back and talk to me again. Let's go talk to the next store.
Okay. All right. The auto mechanic. Yeah. So
Yeah.
the guy gets up. He's a African American man. He's got the coveralls all covered in grease and oil. And he stands up when you come in. He wipes his hand on a rag, and he's like going, "Hello, gentlemen. We if you needing your car worked on, we can change tires really quick. Get your oil checked. Anything you need. If the crank's not working, we'll get those gears set back into place."
Our car is working fine, thank you, young man. I was wondering if you worked on a taxi cab owned by a man named Diaz recently. Levi.
No, I didn't work on any cab.
Did you see one around here? There might have been a little hubbub around it.
he kind of looks around, and he's like going, he's like going, no, I didn't see it, but you check that warehouse, you might see something that might have seen it. But I didn't see it. No,
Of course.
I didn't
Of
see it at
course.
all.
That warehouse with all the barbed wire?
That's not what I said. I just said you might.
And
But yes.
Yeah.
might somebody have transported that vehicle against the will of another human being into that warehouse?
We're if we're speaking in hypotheticals here, which I
Of
know we
course.
are, the vehicle didn't go in there, but
The
the
man might have.
man and the woman might have been taken against their will.
Well,
But
that's
I was under a car, Saturday night.
this has been an interesting exercise in the human imagination, my friend. I hope never to see you again.
I never saw you in the first place.
Well, there we go. See, Sammy, that's how it's done. That's how it's done.
Is he cute?
If he cleaned up, yeah, unless you like, kind of that rough guy covered in grease, then
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll leave my number.
Okay.
All right,
Thank you.
let's keep it in our pants at least before sunsets.
Okay. All right.
Whatever, man.
All right. What would you guys like to do now?
Only one thing to do now. We got to go look at the warehouse. Unless you want to actually make a full thorough check of this whole neighborhood, which might be a good idea, honestly. We might want to actually case the warehouse a little bit, see who comes in and out, see what that's all about.
I'm in agreement there. If a man is dragged into a warehouse with a woman, in my experience, they will be processed off this mortal coil rather quickly, especially a man as, no offense to him, but insignificant as this cab driver.
All right, then let's go in that one last store. There's a store, I think you said, right?
Yep. Furniture repair shop and
A
stuff.
furniture repair store. So let's ask them, and then we'll sit outside the warehouse for a while and see what we see.
Okay.
How's that sound?
Sounds lovely.
Okay. All right. We'll play that out. They're closed on Saturday nights also, so no one was there.
Okay.
All right. All right. So while you guys are sitting there kind of watching the warehouse, we'll cut back to Georgia and see where she was headed to.
I assume that we maybe had plans to meet up.
Oh,
Maybe
I'm
we
sure.
made plans.
Mhm.
I'll check the schedule
Right.
tomorrow morning. Some of us do have moms to take care of when we go home.
I'm gonna actually look up this little old lady and
Okay.
see if I can find anything out about her. I mean, like look her up. I don't even know. Maybe call the taxi cab company and see if they have
Mhm.
information from her.
Okay. If you call them up, they do have her address.
Okay.
So she lives near just a little bit south of Venice Beach.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll pay her a visit.
Okay. All right. So when you show up, it is a small yellow bungalow. When you knock on the door, this lady looks like she's in her upper 80s, but still spry. And she opens up the door and she's like, "Oh, what can I do for you, young lady?"
What was her last name? I'm sorry. It was
Guthrie.
Betty something. Guthrie.
Guthrie.
Miss Guthrie, my name is Georgia Guidry. I'm working with the Paula Townsend Detective Agency. A man has gone missing, and I think that you are acquainted with him, Mr. Diaz, the cab driver.
Oh, yes. He's wonderful. I haven't seen him. He took me to the grocery store 2 weeks ago, and you know, last week when I had to go to the grocery store, I always ask for him, and he wasn't available. They said he wasn't there, and then shortly after that, a detective came by asking about him and all. Are you working with the detective?
I'm working with a detective agency. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Um, what can you
What?
tell me about Mr. Diaz? He ever talk to you about anything? His family?
Oh,
Anything like
he
that?
did. You mind if we come inside?
Of
It's
course.
a
I'm
little.
sorry. Of course.
It's, she's like, I got some coffee and some wonderful ribbon candy for you.
Oh, that sounds delightful. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So she comes in, and it's a nice little home. She's probably lived there, for 50 years or all. And she gets some coffee, and she comes and sits down with you, and she goes, "Oh, you were asking about Levi, right?"
That is correct. Yes.
Yeah. He was wonderful. Yeah, we would talk quite a lot. I would tell him about my grandchildren and my great grandchildren. I got one, and all, and he would tell me about his kids. Let me see, four. He's got four kids. Wonderful. So sad about his wife dying. Stomach cancer.
Oh, no, isn't that the
Yeah,
worst? And did
yeah.
he ever confide in you about anything? Mention any troubles? Anybody giving him a hard time? Anything like that?
Oh no. He wouldn't. I mean, he was such a nice man. He'd help me carry in my bags. He's just a good, decent man. I really hope you guys can find him.
We're hoping so too, but we're just not sure what could have happened to him. You don't have any maybe suspicions, anything like that now, would you, Miss Guthrie?
Well, she's like going suspicions. The detective, he kind of asked all these questions you were asking, but he asked, I don't know, how do you say it when a question just comes out of nowhere that makes no sense? And he was asking about that church a couple blocks down. Like he's just talking about Diaz, and he goes, "Hey, what do you know about that church?" And I told him I went there once. As a good Methodist, I didn't like their sermons, and I decided that I couldn't be there. One, she's like, I hate to shock you this, but they had a female pastor.
Mm.
Like,
Different. Yeah.
yeah,
You
I
know,
mean,
these Californians, you know how they are.
yeah, I don't know what this country's going to. Ever since Wilson was in office, he opened up the floodgates. Don't worry, Harding, he's gonna get things straightened out.
Mm. Now, did Mr. Diaz attend this church? Do you know?
Oh, if he did, he never mentioned it to me.
Mm.
No,
Is it a Catholic church? I think he's Catholic.
oh, I know it's not Catholic. She's like going, I not to say anything bad about other people's
Of
beliefs, but the
course. Oh, of
Catholics,
course.
they pray to Mary, not to
Yeah,
God.
it's true.
So, and so this church, they're all focused on talking about, angels, and I believe in angels, but you shouldn't put the angels above God.
That's a little odd, a little strange.
Yeah. But, I,
Ah,
I just thought it was strange that the detective would start asking me about that
that does
place.
that seems a little strange too.
So,
Well, all right. Well,
don't know if it'd help you.
I, I appreciate your time all the same, Miss Guthrie.
You didn't take any ribbon candy.
Of course I will, and I'll, take
Oh no, the whole dish comes because it's just like at my grandma's
it's all
house.
one brick.
Okay.
It's so true.
Yeah, I will bid her farewell.
She bids you a farewell, and she's like going, "Well, please let me know if you hear anything about Levi. That last taxi driver they sent, he wouldn't help me carry in my bags, nothing. It's
Oh, isn't that
ridiculous.
rude? All
Yeah.
right. Well, I will surely let you know, Miss Guthrie.
Well, thank you. Right. Okay. And then Paula and William.
Well, we're heading back.
All
I
right,
give
sticky
her.
fingers. What'd you find?
Well, I didn't find anything on him, so he has no criminal record. Um,
Figures.
the only thing I could find for the cab company was that they've had, a few moving violations and so forth, but that's kind of typical. Um, I did notice that there were an unusual number of open missing persons cases.
Yeah,
Now
this department is just so trashy. Bye, Bobby. See ya. I'll get you next time. Don't you worry.
Oh yeah, one day we're gonna go out for a soda.
Sure, soda. You got it.
I think
All
that
right.
there,
So, how many
the
missing persons? Yeah.
well, with so many people, in the city, there's got to be a lot of crime, and
Yeah,
I
well,
mean,
there's a lot of those vets
truthfully,
were around Pershing Square. It's real hard. There's a lot of vets still left over from the Great War. But they bet you they go missing all the time.
well, and the thing is, Miss Townsend, is that statistically, I think the idea of a man abandoning his family is fairly high. Um, it'll be interesting to see what Georgia says. If his clothes were missing, if he took his clothes with him, if he was going to run off, he wouldn't leave all of his things.
Yeah, and I'm stuck on why would he leave his vehicle there like that? Why not take it as far as he can, ride out the fuel on
It
it.
doesn't make sense
You know,
unless he
he would have
was,
to know that the cops would come looking for him because there's an easily identifiable thing.
he may have been accosted, though. I
Um,
would think that if
for
somebody was going to accost him, they would want to take the car, and they
yeah,
didn't take the car.
Keeper at this point, I don't know if you know this or if this information's in the scenario. Was it illegal to abandon your children back then? Like if he was the only guardian, like could he be charged with like neglect or
They'd have to
I could look
find
that
out.
I could look that up in the chat.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll say yeah. I mean,
Okay.
My,
I'm not sure if those laws had actually been instituted yet. It is now,
right, yeah,
but
yeah,
I'm not sure
yeah.
what happened back then.
my mother's
Um,
previous husband just disappeared one day. So
Mhm.
well, yeah, but like the only caregiver, only legal guardian leaving, like that might be something different.
I
Selling their
see what you're
children.
saying.
Yeah. Um, okay. Yeah, that's concerning, but again, it's unsurprising the way this department's run.
Yeah, and I think that there's a great deal of prejudice on the part of Mr. Booker that he's just inclined to dismiss, you know, the case isn't solvable for him, so he's just going to ignore it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, let's see. Let's check in with the others. It's about time for our check-in time, so I'll start headed out that way. And I have some old clunker that I drive around. It's like, barely kind of functioning.
Okay.
So,
All right.
I'm always trying to get you to let me drive it, but I
yeah,
don't
no,
have
Paula says it's her baby.
All right.
It's probably getting kind of late, isn't it? Probably 8 o'clock or so. at night.
It's probably about 7:30 or so, 7:30, 8 o'clock. We'll see how Leonard and Sammy are doing. All right. So, you guys kind of sit there. Would you be willing to sit there for a little over an hour? Or would you think, okay, about
Totally.
just a little bit past And now, right when your butt starts getting a little antsy because you've been kind of sitting there, this car does pull up to the gate at that warehouse. Um, a man gets out of the passenger side. Gets out some keys. He unlocks the padlock that was around the chain, moves it out of the way, pushes it out of the way, and then gets back in the car. And the car drives in to the warehouse.
This is our chance. Let's go.
Yes, I'm inclined to agree. What's the license plate of the car? Or just I'll get the license plate.
Yeah. It's California plate and all. So
yeah.
Okay.
And is it fancy, new?
It's a nice car. It's a nice car.
All right.
Mm-hmm. So you see two people get out. They're wearing suits. They got their hair kind of slicked back, and they go into the warehouse.
So they didn't lock the gate again?
Nope.
Sammy, how sneaky are you on a scale from 1 to 100?
Maybe 50-ish.
That's not bad. Why don't you go in, and if anything happens, I'll come in with the cavalry.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sneak through that gate, and I'm going to try to find a place to hide.
Okay. All right. Give me a bonus die for just going into the yard. It is kind of dark.
Okay, 38. That's a pass. A regular pass.
Yep. So, you get into the warehouse yard. You can see through now the windows on the warehouse. They're all kind of like what you would be on the second level. You can see lights are on in the warehouse, so that they turned on the lights and all. But the yard is there's some some boxes. The boxes are open and everything, but moving around the yard and everything's be no problem at all for you.
Okay, can I see the vehicle that we're? Yeah, yep. So I want to go get a closer look at that.
Okay.
Sneak around and try to like get a look inside. Check if the door is open.
Okay.
Quietly get a better look.
Yep. The door is unlocked and all.
Okay. Yeah.
So you open it up. Inside, there's it's the inside of a nice vehicle. What you kind of looking for, hoping to find there?
Well, I'm gonna check the floor, check under the seats. I'm gonna, look for anything really.
Okay.
Check the glove box. Check.
Okay. Check the glove box. There's a gun in the glove box.
Oh, I can't resist this. I'm taking the gun.
Okay.
And I check the visors.
Mm-hmm. The visors and everything. We'll say that like kind of checking through enough, you find like if they had car registration back then, like the car registration, and it is registered to one Sebastiano Lombardo.
Okay. I'll take note of the name.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to have to try to quietly pop the trunk.
Okay.
And get a look back there.
All right. No problem. The spare tire's in there.
Just a spare tire, that's it?
Yeah.
Okay, good enough.
Yep.
And I'm done. Then I'm going to sneak back out.
Okay. All right. So you come back out and you see the switchblade there.
Yeah. All right. I
What
got
did you
the
find?
I got the owner's name. Not much else really. Just a car full of nothing.
What was his name?
What was the name again?
Sebastiano Lombardo.
Sebastiano Lombardo.
Oh, that is not good, Sammy.
You know
That is
this
not
dude?
good. He's a business associate. You could say he's in the C-suite of the organization here in LA. And Mr. Capone, who I work for, is interfacing with him right now. And if he knew I had done what I just did, it would not be good.
If he knew you'd gone through his car, it would not be good.
Yes, he would probably stake you to the ground and remove your eyeballs.
Oh, damn, man. Okay. I was thinking about telling him I got the pistol out of the car, but now I think I'm just gonna keep it to myself. Yep.
Yeah. If you didn't get caught, it should be fine. But it seems like our friend might have, as I suspected, fallen in with the loan sharks.
No, I left it just like I found it.
Very good. Wise decision.
Okay. Right. About that time, you start seeing the lights in the warehouse go off. So you imagine that they're getting ready to leave. So and then, as expected, the door opens. The two gentlemen come out. They get in the car. It starts. When they get to the outside of the gate, the guy in the passenger seat hops out, pulls the gate shut, rechains it, and locks the padlock. And then they get in the vehicle and drive away.
I think we're done here.
Yeah, let's go meet back with the others. Tell them the fate of our sad, sad companion.
All right. Okay. All right. So, were you guys wanting to meet back up at the detective agency for a nightcap or a night recap of what all you were found out?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So you guys meet there. You brief each other on what everyone found out.
I'll serve martinis. Or
Now,
Nice.
Georgia, what you told me didn't make a whole lot of sense. From my understanding, the woman and the man got out and entered into the warehouse. And I was assuming that anybody who entered there did not leave there.
Well, now she told me that the day he'd gone missing, she didn't get a ride from him. So it must have been another woman.
Another woman. Interesting.
another fare.
That detective, though, he was, for a man that claims to not care what happened to this missing person, he seems to be asking around quite a bit.
Yeah, he did quite the boot work, and it's impressive given his size.
Maybe
Put in
somebody got to
quite
them.
the elbow grease. What was that?
Maybe somebody got to him, like, Mr. Shibari might say.
It didn't seem like he had no debts, not, anything outside of the usual, not in bad with anybody, didn't seem like.
Oh, I meant somebody may have gotten to the detective
I see what you're saying.
and told him to shut up.
Yeah, I mean, Booker's so crooked. He'll bend for anyone who, slips him a Franklin or whatever.
Anybody who says there's no corruption in the LAPD.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there are friends.
But he does seem to have done a lot more detective work than we thought that he had done.
He seems that way, and he was interested in this church.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Didn't seem like the kind of place Diaz would go. Not Catholic.
Maybe he was curious.
Maybe. They said that there's their leader, the pastor or whatever, was a woman.
Oh, like Amy Temple McPherson, that woman.
I don't know who that is.
It's just kind of a new thing, I guess.
I wonder if they proselytize specifically to cab drivers or they have some type of sway over there. But might be worth checking that out. I don't know why why was the detective interested in that? Did he say?
No, and
Yeah.
Miss Guthrie said he was just asking questions kind of out of nowhere about it.
Yeah.
Almost
Yeah, he might have been
avoiding,
hitting the
maybe.
drink that day. I don't know.
So it would seem that Mr. Diaz picked up another customer.
Mm.
They drove to the warehouse district, which, as I understand it, Mr. Diaz doesn't. Is Diaz's home not far from where the cab was?
Um,
And there's a lot of
It's-
warehouses.
yeah, it is a different warehouse
Okay.
district there.
They both got out and they went into a warehouse, you said. And something must have happened there.
Well, do y'all know what the business of this warehouse is? Is it registered somewhere?
Well, judging by the fact that the Lombardos entered it, it was definitely a legitimate business, if you know what I mean.
One of your buddies then?
I can
Yes.
do the research on that tomorrow if you want, and we can find out who the owners of the warehouses are.
I would be
Or-
careful.
Yeah. Perhaps we shouldn't stick our noses into that. Maybe that's why Mr. Booker pulled
You
out.
got a discreet way of asking then, Scarbari?
Oh, yeah, I could, call in a few favors.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to get involved with your folks there. Hopefully, we don't ruffle too many feathers.
Well, this could be some good dirt. I have connections to blow here.
What do you think
I'll do
they?
it. I'm always discreet.
Yeah, the ladies don't happen to say that, but but Leo, what do you think your guys would want to have to do with a cab driver?
I have absolutely no idea, seeing that if he didn't owe money,
Yeah, he wasn't a gambler or
no
drinker.
idea.
What if he saw something he wasn't supposed to see?
Uh-huh.
I would.
I mean,
Good thinking.
the family's not exactly living on high cotton, though, so maybe he just needed to borrow some money.
Could be
Can
possible.
I make a suggestion too? If somebody like me walked into that church, it would look a little suspicious because I look more like the Catholic or the Protestant type. But if Mr. Slick went there to save his soul, he might be the exact kind of person that a church would want. I mean, you don't have to actually save your soul, Mr. Slick.
No, man, that's exactly what I need to save my soul. You're right.
Maybe they play soul
He is a
music.
temple after all.
All right.
I have to get home to Mom, and
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Tubbs. You're awesome.
I'll
Bees
see you in the
knees.
morning. It's kind of late, so you want to open at 9?
Ugh,
I'll be
you
here
know,
at 9. You show up when you want.
Yeah. We're gonna need to cancel that appointment for tomorrow. I think that I wanna spend some time with this, and that guy just wants me to catch his cheating wife. We
I'll
He
call
already
and
knows.
cancel.
Yeah,
I'll
just
call and
call.
cancel.
Yeah, we can push that off. We going out tonight?
My night's just getting started.
All right.
Drinks. Let's
Like
go.
your idea.
Good night, everybody. Enjoy your evening.
Get home safe, Bill.
All right. So Bill headed home. The rest of you are kind of going out for the evening. Go to a speakeasy or something like that. Okay.
Yeah, man.
All right. you're just out there to have a good time. We'll say that you guys enjoy yourselves. Meet some ladies, meet some men, whatever you want, and the night is quite refreshing. All right. The next day is Saturday, obviously, October 28th. So it's a slightly warm for a late October, but not anything unreasonable, but definitely not the cool fall air that us Midwesterners like.
Shall we say that
think
when I got
Jim
in
might
this
have blinded
morning,
me.
sorry. Shall we say that when I got in this morning, I created a dossier for everybody on the list of people that we've discussed and talked about, and just for
Color
reference.
coded and everything.
Color coded, yes.
Oh yeah, of course.
Everything is in the color of manila folders. Yes.
Okay. All right. Everyone else, you kind of get there at a hopefully before noon.
And I have coffee and donuts for them that want them.
Not much before noon, but yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Paula was mainly going out just to kind of drink and think, kind of, not a great
Right.
combo. So she wasn't really partying per se, but so she's groggy, but she's there and she's ready to. It's bothering her. Something doesn't smell right here.
Right. I understand. Okay. All right. What would you guys like to do?
Good morning. Good morning. Morning.
Coffee.
Yes.
Thanks for the coffee, Deb.
All right, so we got a couple leads here. We got the church. Follow up on. I don't know, Sammy. Do you want to head out there with me?
Yeah, man.
They might be open on a Saturday. They got a female pastor. Their services on Saturday or something.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Do we think there's a connection there? I mean, I guess it doesn't hurt to ask. I just don't know.
Sometimes you just skip everything and then see if there's. I can do research on the background of the people at the church.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I guess, it just struck me as strange that the detective would be mentioning that, but I also see what you're saying. Like,
well, yeah, but Booker couldn't pour water from a boot with the instructions on the heel, so I don't really trust anything that his leads are, leading him toward.
That's true.
What if Mr. Booker is more clever than we think that he is, and he just doesn't want to share the case, and he's been working on something behind everybody's back? I don't know.
He seemed incredibly dismissive, and his evidence here, and I just tossed it over.
And yet he seemed very much involved in, going and finding and talking, and it's odd.
Well, you're right. It's one of the only leads we have that we can actually pursue, because I'm not touching that warehouse with the 10-foot pole. I'll let Leo deal with that one.
Well, my job is doing all the background research, so I will have answers for you by this afternoon, by tea time. Ha ha ha.
Excellent.
I think I'm going to take that gun that I found in the car and I'm going to drop it in a random rubbish bin somewhere. I'm a little paranoid now.
You can easily do that.
Okay.
Dang. Yep.
So Debs, you're doing research. Yeah, we don't really have a ton of leads to go off of right now. We've got the mob angle. Leo, I don't know. You definitely got the lead there. I'm willing to back you up if you need it, but it may cause more headaches for you. Have a PI sniffing around.
Maybe Mr. Skibari can find out whether we should get our noses out of this.
Well, there's a few things that don't add up as a criminal myself, or as a legitimate businessman myself. I don't think that the mob would kill this guy as a first resort, if you know what I mean. They would try to strong arm him.
They go for his family, right?
If he saw anything that he shouldn't have, they wouldn't have killed him. I mean, at least I wouldn't have. It's best practice is you go from the bottom down. You break his ankles, then you break his knees, and then you break his head.
Well, and statistically, he's an immigrant. He probably wouldn't go to the police if he saw something illegal. He would keep his mouth shut.
Who would believe him? Who would believe him?
Well, he'd be afraid that his family would be killed. He knows what criminal activity is.
Exactly. So I think that the passenger is the thing we got to look at here. He was just collateral. It was the passenger who got out into the place.
Dub, did the taxi company say they log their customers or anything like that?
They
Probably
do.
not worth the time to log names and such.
Oh, yeah, they do. In many cases, they do, especially for repeat. Mrs. Guthrie was is a good case of that. But it sounds to me like Mrs. Guthrie would have been the last job given to him by the taxi company that evening, and then he must have picked up somebody off the street.
I don't know. It sounded to me, now correct me if I'm wrong, y'all, because this is how I'm interpreting this phone call. It sounded to me like she tried to get his services and they said he was working with someone else at the same time.
Dub's got it right. So
okay.
She said that 1 week ago he wasn't available because he was missing.
Okay. Got it.
So, yeah.
All right.
So he picks up a woman who hails a cab, figuring he would make an extra cab fare that evening, possibly one that he wouldn't even have to report, to the cab company. I don't know how they keep track of that. I think they do keep track of it on the little...
The fare, yeah.
The fare thing. But
did you ask what his last cab, his last fare was, or even if someone had called and requested his services?
Yes, no, his last fare was Miss Betty Guthrie.
Okay,
yeah.
All right.
But it was fairly early in the day, so he could have had somebody. Sometimes they just pick you up if you're on the side of the street.
Right.
Sure, yeah. Doesn't happen often in LA, but it does happen.
So a woman, and that's odd that, I don't know, I guess, this is not New York City. For a woman to be hailing a cab by herself is a little unusual, I suppose. Usually she would have somebody call and have the cab company send her a cab.
Paula, do you think it's worth at all trying to press on Booker and see if he'll tell us why he was asking about that church?
Yeah,
I mean, with him, you think he'd tell you?
Yeah, I don't know if that asshole will be in on a Saturday, but I could put the pressure on him.
And I can look into the.
He takes his weekends off. What was that?
See if I can look into the background on the church and see who the pastor is and all of that stuff.
Yeah, maybe we should do a little bit of research and see what we can find out about it, and then I might be able to catch him in some bullshit if it contrasts with what we know about them. It's worth a lead, I guess.
Okay. All right. So where are we all headed to? So, Sammy, where were you planning on going?
I think Paul and I were going to go to the church.
Okay, talk about going to church. All right. Leo?
I'm going to go out to my contacts, not in the family, in the Lombardo family, but adjacent to the Lombardo family to see if they know anything about the warehouse.
Gotcha. Perfect. Georgia?
I'll go to the church too.
Okay. And then William, what were you going to do?
I'm going to go to the Hall of Records and find out any background I can on the church, people involved in the church, the pastor.
Excellent. Okay. Leo, so we'll start with you. So, you're able to easily, obviously, get a hold of your contacts. They want you to meet up at, we'll just go with the stereotype, a nice Italian restaurant. So,
Perfect.
they get a cannoli and everything, and they tell you to leave it. So he goes, we'll say that this is Mario. You're meeting up with Mario. He goes, he's like, Leo, how you been doing, my friend? Haven't heard from you in a few days.
Yes, business is good. I just wanted to ask you about, some things involving some places and such.
Oh, of
Are
course, of course.
are you aware of a certain warehouse on the corner of Del Rey and Maxella?
You say that, he kind of sits back. He goes, now, Leo, if you don't want to say anything, I'll respect that. You didn't do that hit, did you?
Oh, you mean the one there? No, it wasn't me. I was looking into it for the family.
Oh, good. Because if they figure out who did it, they're going to be hell to pay for them and all. He's like, but yeah, that's where they store their imported goods. Oh,
Now that is very interesting. So you're saying that there was a hit inside of their facility that
you know,
wasn't
it's
them.
yeah on the 14th, they got hit. Uh, you know, right about 6 o'clock is from what I heard. Uh, Killed a lot of their men.
Now that I did not know.
Yeah, it's people trying to figure out who did it, and when you ask about it, I was gonna give you a couple days head start to get out of town, but since you didn't do it,
Look,
you know,
Mario, I would tell you if it was me. The Capone family does not want anything to do with any. We have a good relationship with the Lombardos.
I thought so. Yeah, they're bringing in a lot of the European liquor and all. So
The olive oil.
the olive oil,
Yeah,
exactly. Yes, yes, yes. Extra virgin olive oil, only the best. So,
exactly. Yeah. Wow, that is interesting information, Mario. How many died? Was it guns?
there was from what I'd heard, um, the the guys there, they had guns, but the ones that were killed, they were ripped apart. So I don't know if they're just trying to scare in or what, but it wasn't just they went in there with Tommy guns and shot him. They they made those people suffer.
Oh dear. Well, I'll be looking into this if you have any further information that could help me. I assume Mr. Lombardo wants this kept close to the chest if he, might suspect us of doing it.
Yeah, he would he doesn't want him. He don't want people to know, but the underground we talk, and I was talking to someone that showed up the next day, and he said parts everywhere.
Yeah, hard to keep that kind of thing quiet.
Yeah.
Well, thank you
Mm-hmm.
for telling me.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so Paula, Georgia, and Sammy, you guys are headed over to the church. So it is on St. Mark's Island, because at the time Venice and there had actual canals and stuff, hence where the name came from. As you approach it, I'll show you here what it looks like. So that is the church. You can see that the entrance there at the I was pointing at my screen like you see at the entrance there that they've got the canal, so you could take a little boat up there to come on in. The name of the church is the Temple of the Angelic Ones.
Oh, it's a schwanky joint, man.
Yeah, it looks very nice and all.
Kind of an odd name for a church.
I've never seen architecture like this. This is wild stuff.
Okay. All right. I assume you park and approach it?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. So, the church, you saw what it looks like, kind of a nice Art Deco. At the entrance, there's a sign that lists out the service times. Sunday at 9 a.m., Sunday at 6 p.m., Wednesday at 6 p.m., Saturday at 6 p.m., and then there's another sign that advertises a soup kitchen that they hold on Sundays at 4, Wednesdays at 4, and Fridays at 6.
So it's Saturday, right? So it would be a service tonight.
Yep.
Okay. Well, there might be some people in there getting ready for services this evening. Might as well go check it out.
Does it say the name of the pastor on the sign?
It does. The pastor is Pastor Elise Cartwright.
Mm.
And yep. Do you want to try the door?
Yeah,
Sure. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. So you open up the front door, you come into the foyer, and there's two doors exiting it. One to the right is obviously kind of leading into the temple because they've got kind of like the stained glass and everything that you can look in there. You can see all the pews and all. The one ahead of you, it's just like an interior double door that could easily swing both ways. So.
No, just go in and see who we see.
Yeah, just kind of walk in. Is there any indication of like where their administrative area is from the entranceway, or that isn't clear from here? Okay.
No. Okay. And which one were you going to go into, the temple or forward?
I guess I would look in the temple first, at least just kind of peek my head in just to see what it looks like.
All right. The temple, you lead into there. There is so you go in, and in here, it goes up to the second floor. So it's just like one big tall room that goes up to the second floor. There are open like skylights up above it. And you can see there's lots of there is a giant cross on behind the altar. The altar's got a lot of interesting symbols on it. If anyone has any occult or can make an occult roll.
Not high.
Yeah.
Just the base. I don't know.
Okay.
I know it. No.
All right. Okay. And you can see up there, behind them, there's another door behind it, which you imagine would go to like, in a Catholic church, it'd be like the rectory or whatever it would be. And,
Okay. So at this point, it seems roughly synonymous with like a normal church, a normal Christian church at this point. Okay.
exactly. Yep.
Okay. Is the stained glass design or just color?
There is like, there are like symbols and stuff in it, kind of similar that was on the altar and everything, but you guys don't recognize them.
Any paintings or decorations around the interior of the temple?
There are engravings in the woodwork and everything, but like actual paintings, no.
Okay. And then last thing I wanted to check was in the pews, if there's like hymnals or other books that are in there. I'd be curious to see what's in the pews.
Yep. There are Bibles and probably hymnals. Yep.
Like standard, like Methodist kind of hymnals, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, Shubnigraph. Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah. No, nothing like that.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I think we should head maybe towards like the rectory area in the back, or check out these double doors.
I'm hesitant to go anywhere that seems like it might be private for right now. So maybe the double doors.
Okay. You can try that first and see what that leads.
All right. When you open up the double doors, there's a woman there, a rather heavy-set woman. She's got kind of short blonde hair. She looks up when you come in, and she smiles, and she's setting up like, coffee service or something, and she sees you, and she's like, "Oh, you're a little early for service. Can I help you? My name's Louise Crosby."
Oh, hello, Miss Crosby. Pleasure to meet you, and I'll shake her hand. My name is Paula Townsend, and these are my compatriots here, Georgia and Sammy.
Hello.
Yeah,
Glad to meet you.
Yeah, pleasure to meet you on this beautiful Saturday morning.
Oh, it is beautiful. Are you lost souls?
Oh, yes.
Oh, well, you've come to the right place, sir. We help everyone, no matter what they've done in the past. We believe everyone that the angels can forgive them.
I don't know. I done sinned and sinned and sinned.
That's okay. That's okay. If people can't start over, then what's the point of trying? And the angels, they tell us that we're always be able to be forgiven and walk in their light.
Oh, you are just so nice. That is what I wanted to hear.
Oh, thank you. Yes. I was lost too when my husband ran off with another woman. He said I'd gotten too big for him, and he abandoned me. And I now that I've found the way, I'm not ashamed to say it. I thought of taking my own life, but that would be a waste. Now I'm here to help people and see that there is a purpose to it, that the angels are there. They walk among us,
Oh, yes, I'm sure of it. Miss Crosby, we're wondering if we might be able to speak to someone who could tell us about your congregants. And perhaps we could learn more about your church in the meantime.
Oh, well, I could be the one that could tell you about our congregants and all. And, we're just recently founded. We were founded by Miss Wilma Cartwright. She founded the church just 2 years ago.
All right. Is she related to Alice or Elise?
She's her mother.
Oh, of course. Wow, mother and daughter. So is Miss Wilma Cartwright still with us?
Yes, 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 she is.
Oh,
Would you like to meet her?
oh, well, I think that might be lovely. Yeah.
She's like,
Um, yeah, go ahead.
oh, okay. And she walks back through a another door that opens up into a hallway, and then a few minutes later, she comes back, and you see she's got with her this woman. She's probably in her 50s. She looks like, your grandmother, essentially. And
Before we meet her, as we're
okay.
walking to meet her, I just want to ask, Miss Crosby, I'm wondering if you had a new congregant come by here, probably within maybe the last couple of months, Mr. Diaz. Does that name sound familiar to you at all?
No.
Oh, okay.
Does she seem like she's telling the truth when she
You
says
you can
that?
give me a psychology roll on that.
Yeah.
Let me look at her stats to see what.
This is actually one of my
All right, I got an
points, so.
extreme. Yay.
I actually got a extreme
Actually-
success as well.
Okay, all right. Yeah, when you said Diaz, she maybe had like her eye twitched or something, and she paused, whereas before she's been very, very welcoming. That she delivered it pretty much how I did. No, I don't know who you're talking about.
Well, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Do you do baptisms?
Oh, are you interested in the water?
I think I need something more than just a confession.
Oh, well, that would be up to Miss Cartwright whether or not you could be baptized into the church and all. But we do believe in baptizing, which is one of the reasons we are right by the canals.
Maybe I'll come by for a service.
Oh, I hope so. Tonight at 6. Then she goes back and she gets now the Miss Cartwright, the Wilma comes out and all. Okay. All right. And before we do that, we'll have William do his research that he was doing. So
Okay.
you don't need to make a roll to find out that the church was founded by Wilma Cartwright a couple years ago, and that the pastor is Elise Cartwright. So that's all very public records there. Okay.
Do
What
we know
else
where
were
they
you?
came from?
Oh, yes. Okay, let me go there. That one you will need a roll for.
This is deep research.
Okay.
I got a 15 out of, where is it, 65. So I'll spend 2 points to get an extreme.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. So with an extreme, you find out that Wilma Cartwright was born in Stillwater, Oklahoma in 1870. She has been married 4 times, a widow every time. She has 3 children. Her oldest, Elise, has been got married when she was 16, but her husband died a year later from a heart attack, so she's also a widow. She founded the church in 1920, and she hired a local architecture firm here in LA to design it.
But
And
the
you
other
also-
2 kids.
Yep. The other 2 kids are Paul and Christina. They are teenagers.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
And everything seems legit. There's no funny business in buying the church or anything like that. They
Nope.
have
She-
money.
Yep. Well, it is not financed. They paid for it straight up.
Oh, you said they came from Stillwater State?
Oklahoma. Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Oh. They missed the whole Dust Bowl thing, I think.
They
They
will.
came here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, did they have money, or did they have ranches, or did they have farms, or
In
where'd the money come
Oklahoma,
from? Any way of telling?
I'll say with an extreme. Her husband's, especially her last husband, was extremely wealthy.
Ah, hmm, interesting. It's a lot of husbands.
It
You'd think
is.
this was Hollywood.
Yeah. Lady gets lonely.
Oh, I will probably continue my research to find out how all of these husbands die.
Okay. I'll
Want me to
give that
roll
to you.
again?
You still got an
Okay.
extreme on that.
Okay.
All right. So one of them died in he was lost at sea in a fishing voyage.
Okay.
Another one died from accident while swimming. The third one died when his pleasure boat he was on sank. And the last one is presumed dead. He went sailing and was never seen again.
Okay. Um, and the two teens then were probably the children of the last husband,
The first.
first husband.
Yeah, because when you go through all the marriage records, they were, very.
So she went through four husbands in 15, 20, less than 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's interesting. I will relate that to everybody when I get back to them.
All right. Okay.
I think I'd also like a blueprint of this. Well, I don't know that the church
Oh,
looks weird, so
okay. All right. All righty. Here is the blueprint that you find.
what an odd church. Maybe I'm thinking it's like a stadium, or it'd be interesting to see how it's laid out when you go inside.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay. I will go ahead and drop that in chat so you guys can peruse it while we're talking about other things, if I can figure out how to do this. Okay, so before we cut back to the people at the church, Leo, were you wanting to do anything else after your interesting discussion?
Yeah. I think first things first, I'm gonna inform the boss, just by sending him a wire or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and let him know, we had nothing to do with this. Seems like some weird thing. I'm looking into it.
Okay.
And then, I don't know if it would be a good idea to call up Lombardo. Yeah, I'm gonna.
When's that ever stopped a Cthulhu investigator?
Exactly. I'm gonna call him up. I'm calling him up.
Okay. All right. Looking at the time. Takes a bit, but get an answer at Lombardo Shipping. And his secretary answers, and she goes, "This is Janine. I was told that you're wanting to talk to the boss. Can I give him a reason?"
I have some information that he would like to know about the unfortunate incident that occurred at the warehouse.
Hang on. And she's very anxious when you say that. Then, very quickly after, the phone picks up and a man with a heavy Italian accent goes, "This is Sebastiano."
Yes, Mr. Lombardo, I wanted to have a little exchange of information over the incident at the warehouse. I was told by several little birds that a Mr. Levi Diaz and his female associate entered soon before the accident.
Levi Diaz, huh? You think they're the ones that did it?
I don't see why else he would have entered your facility.
Is he working for that bitch?
Who exactly are you referring to?
That bitch, Wilma Cartwright. She's the one that fucking did it. I know it.
And how would you know that?
Because she's been riding my ass about some fucking statue that I shipped in for her from England.
A
Told her that
statue?
yeah. She bought some goddamn statue from England, and then she didn't pay me. Next thing I know, where that statue's stored, an incident takes place. So is this Diaz? Is this her hitman?
Now, Mr. Lombardo, I hate to inform you, but I very much doubt that the pastor of a church would conduct an attack on legitimate businessman's office of organization and be able to do what happened there. I mean, that seems unlikely, doesn't it?
It seems very unlikely, but I ain't got any other idea. She's been the one there, and now she's saying she's going to sue me for loss of her precious artwork when she's the one that took it. I know it.
Well, I will inform you, Mr. Lombardo, that I have heard Levi's name mentioned in connection with her establishment. It's possible.
He's like going, gonna have to look into this, Levi. Think maybe we should meet up.
Sure. I always have time for you.
All right. And he sets a time for this afternoon.
Yeah, I guess I can ask him questions later at the meeting then.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That seems like a good stopping point. So we'll pick up with the three talking to the wonderful Mrs. Wilma Cartwright next week.
Excellent. You did die. Okay. Our players included Stefan Amshi, Holly Buto, Troy Wheeldryer, Max Meltzer, and myself, with Keith Craig as the Keeper of Arcane Lore. We have a Discord server where you can chat with other members, you can set up private games, you can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Spotify, Podbean, or iTunes. Support for the show is provided by our patrons who are listed in the closing credits. If you'd like to show us your appreciation, please visit our Patreon page, or you can use the thanks button just below the screen. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answer any questions you might have. This is Thom Raley, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck, good gaming.